One of the best parts in gaming is the community that you build when you're playing games, the community that you meet, the people that you engage in gaming with that make those games a little bit more special because you are sharing that interest, you are expressing the same love that you have for games in the community, the people that share the lore, the people that make the game even better than what it was because of bringing others together through lore, through gameplay, through multiplayer, through sharing that same interest and that love that you all have. In that same vein, we all know how it is when a community is super toxic. We can all name communities that sometimes are very overbearing, very toxic because their love turns into gatekeeping, their love turns into being elitist, their love turns into something not intended, something that doesn't push the community forward but holds them back. And it makes people not even want to be a part of it. That makes them not even like the games anymore because people are very elitist when it comes to the games that they love. And that leads me to one question, because y'all already know I'm going with this. Elden Ring fans, are you okay? Do you need a hug? What's going on? Again, what's good everybody? It's Blue Satire and I'm back with another discussion video because I've been seeing some things on the internet. I've been seeing it for years, honestly, but recently we've all seen the tweets. We've all seen the argument about situational disability, blah, 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 and people wanting more accessibility in Elden Ring. And while me personally, I think that accessibility is a good thing because it doesn't change how you already play the game. It just allows more people to enjoy that game. There are others who feel like that's not what the intended purpose is for this, blah, blah, blah. Don't play it, get good, blah, blah, blah. Accessibility really triggers a lot of people and make them think that somehow it invalidates how they play the game. But that's just my opinion. I want to know from you, how do y'all feel about this when it comes to Soulsborne games? And this is not to say that people in the Soulsborne community are toxic. Some of them are. There are some great people in the community too that love to help people. There are people that explain the lore. I love learning from people that are deeply involved in discovering the lore, interpreting the lore, and letting us know more about those games, because that's what I like about Souls games and Elden Ring games. That's what I like about Souls games, because yeah, you can get that lore from the items looking at it too, but I like when people interpret it for themselves because that gives you more, that brings the community together. So no, I'm not saying all of it is bad, but there's been a lot of people in the community that's just shown how bad they are. So the purpose of this video is to ask you, how do you feel about all this? The other problem I have, and the other thing I just don't really understand, is why so many people in this community love telling you how you should play the game. They love belittling how someone else plays because they didn't play the same way they did. And I want to know from you, this is another just a question to throw out there for y'all to be coming while you're watching, is does using things like summons or certain builds or getting help or using magic, is that cheating in Soulsborne games, in Elden Ring? Playing the game how it was intended to play, is that cheating? I just want to know how y'all feel in the comment section, because for me, I think that's stupid. But let's get more into that. So when it comes to accessibility in these games, I do think that Elden Ring is the most accessible Souls game so far. And you can see that by how many people have been enjoying that game. Elden Ring has brought more people to the franchise because it's a little bit more open. Does it still need some work? Of course it does, but the game is fun. The game is good. And there are certain things in games that when you leave them out, you kind of question why they do that. And I know when it comes to things like, let's say a pause button. This is the argument that was funny to me, because if they put a pause button in the game, there's two sides of this argument. There are people saying, well, if you put a pause button in the game, that would allow people to freeze it and take a breather from a boss fight, blah, blah, blah. And that takes away from what the game is doing. Okay, so don't use the pause button. Like, don't press pause. Play the game how you want to play it, how it was intended to play. But also there was people saying, well, you can actually pause if you go to the menu and you go to item description, then you go press this button, you press that button, then it pauses the game. Well, if you got to do all of that, you might as well put a pause button in the game. I've seen some people say, if you're playing on PC, you can put the task manager, you can pause the whole application. If you can do all that, what will it hurt putting a pause button in games like this? Well, it's an online game. You can play this game offline. And most of the online gaming parts of it is just hints or somebody being able to invade you or you volunteering to have somebody come in the game and help you. And again, there are Souls games that let you pause. The hardest one to me is Sekiro. And guess what? You can pause in that game. You might can't pause during combat, and that's fine. I think that's a good way to do it. I think being able to pause when you're outside, because even if you're not fighting, you can't pause the game, but something might happen. Some random bird might let me put this down real quick, let me go check on something. You come back and it's a big bird poking you in the butt. Like, how'd this happen? But I don't think it would be a problem if it's implemented right. And again, people got lives. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes you have to pause if you're in the middle of something. Who wants to lose all that progress? I know it's part of the series to die. It's part of the series to lose. But when you lose because of reasons that's outside of the game, because you can't take a break from a pause from it, I understand why people want that. But I also don't understand why people have a problem with it, because it's one of those things about options. You don't gotta use it. You don't have to use it. And that's when it comes to all this other stuff that I have problems with when it comes to Elden Ring Community. But another thing is options. People are mad at options. We'll take this into account. I saw that Dragon Age was gonna have difficulty options and have the option to not to turn permadeath off. And people are mad at that. People are saying, I'm not playing the game because that's in there. That's an option. It's an option. Why are you not playing a game for something you can choose not to do? You was excited about this game, but now that they gave him the option that you don't have to know, oh, that's the last straw. I can't play anymore because, oh no, some people couldn't pick. Don't pick it. Why are you so concerned about the way people play games? Why are y'all so concerned about people having options? I would never understand that. Why are we so mad about how someone else plays a single player game? How does that affect you? Let me tell you how it affects you. It's all about ego. You go to the second part of what I have a problem with is a lot of these Souls fans, a lot of these Elden Ring fans get mad at how people play the game. Someone could be happy about beating the boss finally after 34 tries because they finally used that mimic. Hey twin, where you been? Because I'm gonna use him. He in the game for a reason. Miyazaki literally puts these games, he literally said himself that he uses these tools. He put these things in the game to make the gameplay, to tailor the gameplay how you want to play it. Elden Ring is an open world game designed to let you experiment and make builds depending on how you want to play. So if somebody wants to go through and be a magic user, so be it. If somebody wants to use River of Bloods and bleed everybody to death, so be it. If somebody wants to use the mimic tier, so be it. Why does it matter to you? Play the game how you want to play. And I think that's the problem. The big problem is I think people get mad because they did it a certain way, because they limited themselves, because they chose to play the hardest way possible, because they chose to put limitations on themselves. They get mad when they see other people do things different. They get mad when people take the easy way out. I didn't use my mimic. I used no armor, a big giant block, and a shoestring to beat the boss on New Game Plus 34. And you should do the same thing. Why? And that's my problem with it. Why are we so concerned with how other people play the game? It's because there's some Elden Ring players that are really gatekeeping and elitist. Like, if you play the game the wrong way, in their eyes, it don't count. I see tweets all the time saying, I see somebody celebrating winning and finally beating the final boss, and like, well, it doesn't count. You beat Millennium with a mimic. You didn't do it by yourself, so it doesn't count. Because you're not better than me. And that's what it comes down to. Some of these players, and maybe you are better, you're more skilled. That in your defense, it took more skill to do this that way, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win. It's a video game. Let people enjoy games how they want to enjoy them. And that's my problem with the Souls community, the Elden Ring community, and any other game. It's so much I got a problem with that I just don't talk about. But my main thing and my main takeaway is, let people play the game the way they want to play it. If it doesn't affect you, no way, no how, it doesn't. I saw someone say, well, they shouldn't include the Scar Tree fragments in the DLC because it's making it easy for them. And I asked them, well, why don't you just not use it? Well, because I don't know that I'm handicapped and somebody else is using it. Why does it matter? You're not watching their gameplay. It doesn't matter. Don't use it. Make the game harder. Why are you worried about somebody else? Enjoy the game for what it is. The community could be so much better if y'all would let people enjoy the game and discover the game and play the game how they want to play it. That's why so many people like Elden Ring, because they were able to do so many different things. That's why so many people play the game so much and start over to try something new, to try something different. And I've literally heard people say, like, I would love to play Elden Ring. I would love to stream Elden Ring. I would love to make content, but there's so many people that's so negative and people that get mad at you for playing a certain way. And it just turned me off from playing it. And that's damaging to the community. Do you not see that? The Souls community could be so much better if there was less gatekeeping and more acceptance and more willingness to just play the game how you play and be open to new ideas and conversations. The main problem is people don't know how to talk to each other. If you disagree, it's okay to disagree. I bet in the comment section, if somebody agree to disagree, they're not gonna agree in a respectable way. They're gonna be disrespectful and calling people all sorts of names. And these conversations would be so much better if you were just more respectful about your opinion. We don't have to agree. You don't have to believe the same thing, but you can go a lot further with a respectful conversation than you can belittling someone, being an elitist about something, being a gatekeeper about something, and just not being open and welcoming to a community. That's what the community gets stronger. Gaming communities get stronger. Online presence gets stronger. Look, all of this would be so much better if folks would just have some decency to talk to each other. But that's all for me. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this topic. I can go on all day about how I feel about this, but I won't, because this video already too long anyway. But I hope y'all watch it, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comment section why. And that's all for me. Appreciate y'all for watching. And again, just have a respectful conversation and play the game how you want to play it. Enjoy the games how you want to play it. I'ma always be a big advocate for playing how you want to play. Have fun. That's what gaming is about. Having fun. Not dictating how somebody else plays the game that doesn't affect you. Bye.